Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to make this thing I saw on YouTube called meat muffins. You use a muffin pan, like so, and you make like cupcakes with meat. Then you fill that with uh, like scrambled egg, and you can mix seasoning in it, and people have put vegetables of different kinds in it. And then you cover that with cheese, and you bake it in the oven, and you get this like meat cupcake. So we're going to try it right now and see how it works. What we're going to use though for meat is venison. Uh, this was from a deer that I shot a year ago. Probably no longer than that actually, but it's been in the freezer a while. And this was done by Klein's Maxwell's Meat Market up there in where is this at? Eagle Lake, Texas. So if you're a deer or hog hunter and you want to get your meat processed, Maxwell's is the place to do it. They're reasonable and they're very good. And it comes vacuum sealed. This is a vacuum sealed package that I just opened. So let's get started making the ingredients. As an addendum to this, we just got in delivery from Amazonia this non-stick copper Nordic ware cupcake pan, which we're going to use in this and compare it to the other one next to it over here, which is just a traditional non-stick. At least they claim it. We'll see. So let's get started. All right, the way I like to prepare my hamburger, in this case venison, ground venison, is I mix it with panko breadcrumbs. Put 1 cup in there. A nice big heaping cup. Pour that in there, mix that with it. Now this is to help the meat stay together. So I'll just mix it with my old hands here. And what I like to do, stand over here, is mix it with a raw egg so that it all congeals up together. 1 raw egg. Whoop. Sometimes I put 2, but this time I'm just going to use 1. That was the garbage disposal, disposing of the eggshell. Anyway, you take it and just mix her in here like this. Like so. This is going to be pretty quick and easy. By the way, while you're doing this, if you're doing this, preheat your oven to 350 degrees because that's what we're going to cook them at for approximately 20 minutes, according to the recipe I saw. Shout out to Life on 18 Wheels is where I got this idea from. His wife makes these for him all the time, and he's always bragging about them on his channel. So I'm going to do it my way and see how it works. Now, I've already prepared, mixed in there with it. I'm going to heat this up in the microwave a little bit, but this is onions and roasted garlic already ready to go. Do a quick microwave on it, warm it up. 30 seconds ought to do it. Mix a little more in here. As I said, the panko breadcrumbs tends to hold the meat together along with the egg and tends it to stay together better, if that makes any sense. Because usually, especially venison, is very dry and it tends to, just crumble if you cook it the wrong way. There's our stuff is ready. Now we'll just take our onions and garlic, mix them in there. Very nicely. Which I fried this in bacon grease, bacon fat, whatever you want to call it. I fried the onions, sauteed the onions and the garlic in bacon grease, bacon fat. See, we'll just mix our, yes, my hands are clean. I cleaned them just last week. Anyway, we're going to mix all this together like so. They're all mixed up good and special. Where's my cheese at, darling? Gotta show them the ingredients. Now, the thing I don't know what to do yet is how much eggs to mix up with this, because they don't tell you that. They just kind of allude to it. But I figure it's probably going to be at least a dozen eggs for one of these. Probably. Maybe less. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and move to the pan and start putting this stuff in there. I see this is non-stick, and I haven't figured out just how much meat to stick in here yet. And like I've said, never done this before. So we'll just try making a little muffin. Form it into like a little muffin, I guess. And we'll have to experiment with the thickness of everything and see, because like I said, never done this before. And I may be the first person to ever put this, I know, on a video. Maybe not. But I figured we'd just form it like a little cup, like so. That might be a little on the thin side there. I'll push some more up. Kind of hard to figure out just how much to stick in there. I guess it'd be like making an Italian meatball and then seeing how they work. But I would assume that you need a pretty good wall of meat around the edges here in order to make this thing work. Pretty good. There might be a method to this madness I don't know about. Like I said, I haven't researched it how to do this. I'm just doing it, winging it, because I saw it and I said, "Hell, I can do that. Shouldn't be that hard, right?" So I figure, like, make like a Italian meatball, throw it in there, push it around. See, that might be a little too much. I might have overdo that one. I guess just stuff it in there till you feel like it's right and trim off the excess. like so. Get my knife out here and trim off the excess. Yeah, see, that's a little thick. Like I said, this is a wing it project. Might have to slide this over a little bit so we can see in the camera better. There we go. Got to keep checking the camera to see where I'm at. Make a little cup. Turned it into a little cup here. I may be sticking too much meat in it, may not be sticking enough, but we're going to find out with the first run here. I'm going to cook one run first and see how that turns out, and then we'll go to the next pan. This is only 1 pound of ground venison, by the way. Or a little more than a pound, actually. Probably a pound and a quarter or something, because I don't think they accurately weigh them. They just put them in the bag, a certain amount, and bag them and freeze them. And they flash freeze them, by the way, so it doesn't deteriorate the meat like normal freezing does. Normal freezing, you're freezing the molecules of the water molecules in the meat, and it breaks down the meat. You don't know that, you should. Yeah, I'm just trimming off the tops here so I can see what I got as far as thickness goes. There we go. Yep. I'll try a little bit at a time method here. Just add it to it as we go. The other thing is this, using these breadcrumbs, the meat will, the burger or the patty or whatever you're cooking will tend to swell a little bit instead of shrink like most of them do, which is kind of unique. That's why another reason why I like to use the panko breadcrumbs. You get a more consistent burger, if you will. Hit the camera. Ruh-roh. There we go. Still doing it. This is kind of tedious work. This is a lot of work here. So this guy's wife doing this for him, unless she's got some faster method of doing it. I'd like to see it because this is kind of tedious, I know. And most people are like, oh man, I ain't doing all that. That's just too much work. Well, sometimes you got to put in a little effort to things to make them turn out really cool. Notice I'm trying to get a unique solid pattern around the walls here. Make it follow the contour of the cup. See here, like that. So just a bowl. I'm trying to make it follow the contour of the cup itself. But you can see it's pretty straight walled and very sharp angle at the bottom. So we're going to be doing a lot of massaging here. Trying to get them. Yeah, see, that's a little thick. I'm going to push that up a little more. Yeah. There we go. $3.50 on that oven, remember. $3.50. Oh, excuse me. Good Lord. Got to edit that out. I think the salmon's coming back from last night. A salmon burger. Anybody heard of salmon burgers before? Oh, you haven't been to H-E-B then. They got them. Used to be $5 for 2 patties. Now it's $7 for 2 patties. They approximately weigh about a pound each. At least they look like it. They're pretty damn thick. Okay. Wife's cooking a pizza in the background. Well, it smells good anyway. Well, that's what we've got that high-speed air conditioning for. Keep her nice and cool. I don't know about y'all. We run our house about 75 degrees, which is adequate unless you really start doing any heavy-duty exercise or like turn on the oven. Then all of a sudden it gets a little warm. Trim this off. Trim it off some more. Try to get it all evened out here. Again, I don't know how much eggs this is going to take. I may have some left over. I may not have enough, but I'm going to whip up about half a dozen of them first, and we'll see how that goes. Now, we've already used a pretty good portion of the thing. I'm going to try a different method. I'm trying to build this thing in layers this time. This might be a more adequate way of doing this. So just trying to mash down one big ball. Man, the tummy is trying to give me trouble today. Get that wall built up there. Wall of goodies. If you've never tried a hamburger with sauteed onions and roasted garlic, oh, you don't know what you're missing. You don't need to put no other seasoning on it. That's plenty, me. I do mean plenty. Yeah, screw the knife. We're just going to wipe it off. Move it over to the next one. Here we go. Get that little cup formed in there. A little more in here. We're still in the camera here? Oh yeah, still in the camera. We're going along here. Gonna make these little meat cups, little meat cupcakes. Get a little more in there like that. I get seeing the bottom there. Now this is the Nordic, as I said, the Nordic Ware non-stick pan. We're going to use it first. See how it works, because you know they blow their horn big time on these things. So we're going to see just how good they are as far as non-stickability. I know I've probably got these in varying thicknesses, but these like here are really thick over here. I can see that already. I made them a little too thick. On the balls, that is. Yep, this one here's a little too thick too, looking at it. Let's go around with my thumb here, and we're going to kind of push them down a little bit. Get them more in line with the walls of the cupcake hole, the cupcake socket. See if they're going to work out here. I'm sure there's probably an easier method of doing this, quicker. Like I can envision a device you can just push down in there and squeeze everything to the right, you know, a little something we just go just down the right amount, squeeze out the excess, and then you just trim it all like so. I'm already smelling the onion in here. Yeah, here we go. I guess it doesn't matter if it sticks up over a little bit. Excuse me, darn. Whew. Ooh. Here we go. Now for my eggs, I think I'm just going to do my regular scrambled egg mixture, which consists of, and I'll show you in a minute. This is going to be a pretty seasoned venture, trust me. This is tedious work, boys and girls, I promise you. Yeah. Especially if you want to get this thing just perfect, like a perfect cup. You got to really work these things around. When you're looking at them the first time, you go, oh, it looks like it's not enough, or it's too much, or whatever. But here, I'm going to try to make these things deeper, little deeper cups. Yeah, there we go. May not be making the walls, you know, the cupcake walls, or the meat cake walls thick enough. We'll find that out when we cook it. Because like I said, never done this before. First time at this. So it's kind of like an experiment, and I'm documenting it at the same time, kind of, sort of. Use my thumb to walk around the wall here and get them walls nice and straight. This one here needs to be done. Yeah, see, we can follow that contour of the bottom of the cut here. You did really good with your thumb, I think. Just kind of push it in there, like so. Yeah, when you push your thumb down on them, you really can tell about where you are as far as the bottom meets the walls here, and get it nice and cupcake shaped. Now these guys, the one I saw this guy was having in his truck, he brings them in his truck and puts them in the refrigerator and takes them out and microwaves them. Carries about 2 dozen of them, I guess, at a time, because he'll eat them as snacks on the road quite a bit. He pulls over somewhere and pop them in his microwave on his Peterbilt and have them as a little snack. We'll do a real thin one here and see what happens. Try to thin it out a little bit. Make it a little thinner. These others are kind of thick. See what the difference is going to be. Like I said, this is an experiment to see how this actually works. And if I can do it. Yeah, I got a little too much there. Got to add a little, steal a little from over there. Whoops. I'll carry it away. Yeah, I need to put a little more in there, just a tidge on the bottom here. Oh, yeah, like I said before, the breadcrumbs makes things kind of hold together better, especially when you're like layering it. You know, I've seen hamburgers that just, you try to layer them together, not really mix them together good, they'll split or fall apart. This kind of keeps it from doing that. Kind of. I'd like to try this with the salmon burger sometime. Take one of them salmon burgers from HEB and break it up and put it in here because it's chock full of vegetables and everything. I mean, it's amazing. Sometimes even put cheese in them. I don't really like the cheese ones too much because the cheese tends to run out and, I don't know, make a mess. But ones I had last night, whew, man. They also make cheese salmon meatballs, which still the same thing, just meatballs instead of a burger, which is pretty cool. Okay, 2 more to go. Let's see how this works out here in a minute. Push that down in there. Like I said, I don't know how much meat you're supposed to stick in here. I haven't seen any directions that I know of just yet. I didn't even go look, actually. I just saw what I saw, and I said, wait a minute, that's got to be easy to do. But just winging it, you know? Wing it. See, I've got a little too much pressure there. Now I can see the bottom. Too much pressure. And I can see the bottom on that one too. Not thick enough. It'll be leaking out the bottom there. Gotta have something on the bottom to hold it. Oh, okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. So let's hope we've got this right. I think I got just enough meat to maybe do half another pan at the weight I'm using it now, the way I'm using the meat right now. So we'll see. Maybe not even that much. Okay. See, I pushed down too much. I'm pushing down too hard on the bottoms here. I'm not spreading it out right. There we go. That's better. Better to have some on the bottom here so you don't drip out. Of course, once you cook the egg in it, it's probably going to seal it up pretty good. Even if you have a hole in it, it's going to seal it up pretty good. Y'all know how eggs are. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is a lot of tedious work. So this guy's wife who's doing this for him, she needs to have big kudos. Like, damn, darling, you must really like your man a lot to go through all this. Wow. But he spends a lot of time on the road, so I guess he deserves it. Sitting in that truck for 20 hours a day, sometimes 2 days, 48 hours. Sometimes he's gone from home. He cooks on the road. He does not eat in restaurants. He cooks his own food everywhere he goes. Like I said, check him out. Life at 18 Wheels, YouTube. Just look it up. Not hard. Name is Mike. Good old boy from LeCompte, Louisiana. Or some of the Yankees say LeCompte because they can't pronounce a word right. Idiots. And I do mean idiots. Anyway, anybody that follows the moron media is a moron. How about that? All right. All right, let's make up our thing here. See what we got here. There we go. Take a little break here. Okay, we're going to start with 3 eggs, and we're going to see how that works. Get out the bowl. Let's push this aside. We're running out of room here. Turn this way. Uno. Got to hit them babies hard. These eggs lately, sometimes the shells on them are kind of tough. You got to bite them. I don't know, 3 eggs maybe enough? Maybe 4? We'll see. Take my custom Whiskinator, Whiskinator. Whisk them all up here. All right. That might be enough. Looking at the amount of liquid in here, that may be enough right there. Let's put the seasoning to it that I like to put in there. And we're going to try this, the seasoning. Louisiana Cajun seasoning in the egg. Yes, in the egg. That's right. We'll do the Justin Wilson measuring method, just like that. And mix that up. Get it all mixed up nice and good. Get these eggy wags here to the side. Pull this baby in here like so. And we're going to get my little scooper duper here. And ladle these puppies up. Now I'm figuring about, just kind of up to the surface with the egg. Just barely up to the surface, because eggs will expand a little bit. They've been known to do that. kind of like that. I don't know, we may have to mix some more egg up. We'll see. Yeah, it's getting close. Yeah, we're gonna have to mix up some more egg. So that was 3 eggs, and I pretty much have used all of it, and I haven't got but 5 things done. All right, so we're gonna have to make some eggy wig here. Let's put 3 more eggs in there. So I was figuring about 6 eggs, and I was right. Nice fingering about 6 eggy wigs. I mean, you can make more or less of these. You don't have to make a dozen like I'm doing, but I'm just figuring what the hell. I want to try this new Nordic ware out, see how well it works, and get it all copacetic. Wash as we go here. We're just going to add the seasoning right to it this time, directly. I just like to put like a thin layer of it over it. This has got a little bit of salt in it, not much, but it is a little on the peppery side, like most Cajun stuff. Mix her up good. Mix her up real good. I always got that little gooey part sticking on there. All right, let's start filling these up. Well, I'm telling you, it's going to just make 6 eggs here. I'm telling you. Nope, I'm still going to be short. Wow. Looks like I'm going to need at least 1 more eggy wig. Nope. Just going to need 1 more eggy wig in the mixture here. It looks like it's almost taking almost 1 egg per cup. Almost. Get it all mixed up good. We're just going to pour straight in there like heathen that we are. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to take, I mean, this one's a little short here on this one, but it looks like it's going to take at least 6 or 7 eggs to do this properly. I'll try to get every bit I can out of here. All right. Get the spatulator over here. Scrape out all the rest of it. Everything. Got to get every little smidgen, as I say, out of here. All right. There we go. That one's a little on the short side, but heck, who knows going to notice. All right. Okay. All right. For the pièce de résistance, as they say, Sargento 4-cheese Mexican. is what we're going to put on the cheese. Now, oh, this is the real thick cheese. Oh, I should have told her to get the shredded. She got the too thick. It's too thick. She didn't get the real shredded. Yeah, all right. We'll see how this works. I think this is a little thicker cheese than what it needs to be. But we'll see how it works. Hopefully this will work. I'm afraid it's going to be too heavy and sink down into the eggs too much. But we'll see. This is an experiment, so we're finding out what it's going to take to do this. We're finding out what this is going to take to do this. All right. Here we go. Okay. I think that's good enough. How about y'all? Man, that looks good, don't it? That looks good just sitting there. Okay. We've got our oven preheated to 350. We're going to set the timer for 20 minutes. And I'll set her on here. Let me run the thing down here so we can see the oven. Take her, put her on the middle rack, like so. Careful not to touch the rack with your little fingers. And there we go. Start the timer. And in 20 minutes, we'll be back. Then for another 10 minutes. Looks like it takes about 30 minutes to get them done just right. Nice and brown. They were a little gooey still, kind of liquidy in the center. But I put them in there for another 10 minutes at 350. And look at them puppies. So we're going to let them cool now, and we'll come back later for the old taste test. Okay, folks, here they've cooled down, and we took the rest of the, turned it into a, don't let your meat low. Lighting's kind of shitty here, but anyway. Anyhow, there we go. So we're going to try one. Get the one right out of here. And as you see how it turned out, what's that? Yeah. Mmm. Mmm. Man, that is good. I'm missing one thing. Making a little racket there. It's missing. Sriracha sauce. Smear a little of this on here. This adds a little kick to it. Mmm. Mmm. No, that's pretty good. Kudos, Mike. You're right. Excellent. So that concludes the video on the meat cake. I call them meat cupcakes. Egg, cheese. I use 4 Mexican cheese and meatloaf. You see how I made the little cup there? I could have made it a little thinner. Probably some of them are, but man, that is really good. So with that, bon appetit.